It is what is it? July 17th. Happy July 17th, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I'm going to be doing two things. Hopefully I'll be able to squeeze a little bit in. I also kind of want to show my garage a little bit to show you the progress of where I'm at. So I'm going to spend like 1 or 2 minutes, let people kind of get settled in, kind of starting to chat up a little bit, and then we'll start the show. Hope everyone's doing well. Let me grab something to drink. I got my laptop here now. Finally, I'm starting to get things kind of dialed in. It's going to kind of get used to the garage, I'd say, right? What's everyone doing? What's everyone drinking? Hope everyone's having fun. Brandon, you're going to help me put this side up, right? This one right here. You're going to help me do with that. I got the two boxes down there. Right now, it's doing well. Right now, the light gods, it's not flicking, it's not acting up. So hopefully it stays right. Yep. Shout out to let's give a respectful shout out to the North who are battling fires. I don't know if Alaska is right now, but I got a little Ketchikan. Shout out to Ketchikan, Alaska, and Canada right now. They're dealing with some wildfire, so that's not cool. That's not cool. Do you guys want to see a little bit of this garage? What do you guys think? What's up, Guardian? What's up, Brants? What's up, Brandon? Hey, AK. What's up, Michael? Good enough garage. How are you? Damn, my man. How are you and the family? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Just the baby, and the wife are out playing in the park right now. I just put the dog. Just got him settled and relaxed. And I spent a fair amount of time. Probably I spent about, I don't know, 10, 15 hours in the last 48 hours. Really like pretty much taking everything apart. I cleaned up the walls because I don't know if you noticed, I set this cabinet up, I don't know, last week. And the day that I had it up, the door was open and I shut the garage and it snagged on the cabinet. And the cabinet literally like pretty much half fell off. It was like three of the four screws were like ripped off. So I had to kind of take everything off, repatch, repaint. All I did that all yesterday actually. I patched, spackled, painted, and then I put up the cabinet last night while I was listening to Clear Coat Confessions. Shout out to Clear Coat Confessions in the new Discord. And I put everything up. I'm not 100% sure on the position of the sign. How about I just do a quick how about I spend like 5 minutes doing a quick walkthrough of what I got going on so far, and and then we'll kind of get into the main two parts of the show today. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope the audio is good. Sunglasses are badass. Yeah, I got a couple of pairs. Actually, I bought it. This was like a 3-pack for like $10 or $20 or something. 3-pack for like $20. Okay, they're pretty dope. They're in different colors. There's like a blue one and a pink one and a yellow one. I think I'll show you them later. All right, let's get into it. So as you see, this is my spot. Here, let me take the brain out, as everyone calls it, or I guess I call it that. All right, the brain. All right, and then this cabinet will be my towel cabinet. So I'm gonna have my towels. I got a couple of other products, the overflow, and then I have a couple of things that I still need to try out yet. I actually pulled one of the 600s. I got one of the 600s right there. I need to try that. Looks pretty nice, right? Okay, towel. So I spent like today kind of getting that done. And yes, you see there's like a little bit of overflow, so it's not really finished yet. And then a lot of stuff, right? My investments. The reason why I don't own a house and I rent. Okay, so lots of stuff. We have a lot of cool stuff to organize and go over it and shake, make sure it's still good. And then this one's still kind of being worked on as well. I'm thinking, so again, my mind is to kind of keep it really simple, not to do too crazy, not to have like 10,000 little items all over the place, especially for a rental that I'm only going to be here for a couple of years. So what I want to do is kind of keep it clean and just bring out the stuff that I need to bring out and not kind of have like 500 different freaking chemicals and stuff all over the place, right? So these are kind of like my go-tos, kind of like how Jeff from Improved Garage kind of has his main 5 liters. These are my kind of like my main 1 liters, and then I'm trying to get rid of use to get rid of them so I can make space. And then we got some stuff I need to still try out. So this will probably happen next week. Stay tuned for that. Let's see what we got. So I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing on the cart situation, whether it's faced this way or diagonally. But I did notice, wow, I don't have the active yet on the wall. This seems to fit well with the whip hose. And this is long enough to plug into my hose out there. So I could run a pressure washer here and use the steel braided, whatever, whatchamacallits, right? I don't know that brand, Berlosius, whatever. And yeah, so kind of getting down in there. And then here is all my, I still need to try that out. Still need to try that out. Pressure washers and sprayers. So I'm kind of getting down in there. Okay, keeping it clean, keeping it simple. Okay. Then we got a sink. Now, the fact that this is an upgrade, I will actually be able to fill 7-gallon buckets here. So that's a big perk. Not that I really needed it, but it doesn't hurt. And then I got a little Bosch tankless back here. Okay, I'm gonna set that up. I got the parts for it and everything. It's 2.5 gallon, 150 psi. Should be just enough to kind of warm up some buckets and all that fun stuff. And then on this side, okay, so my air compressor, I have some wood. I'm going to install an air hose reel, which is sitting right there. That's gonna go right there. And what else? I got some extra batteries, right? Went to my local Walgreens and got like 4 or 5 kilowatts of energy. And then this will be a little bit more organized, but there'll be certain parts and whatnot in there, and air tools for the air tools and stuff like that. And then not shutting, I think, because there's hoses. See, look, it's not even shutting. I need to organize this a little bit better. But yeah, pretty much what's going on. Kind of minimizing and kind of keeping. Yeah, I'll probably even have all those hoses in a bucket by itself and just put it upstairs in storage. I don't need 4 hoses here. Steamer, IK. This thing is becoming basically just like a giant, what is the word? Thing that holds paper. We don't even have paper anymore. What's it? Paperweight? Yeah, it's becoming a giant paperweight. Tonight, probably open these up to see what we got in here. A lot of stuff from that Detail Co. brand. And then it's part 2. So part 1 will be buckets. Part 2, I'm trying to figure out exactly what we do. I'll kind of go over this in just a little bit, but I'm just kind of showing the garage really fast. Got the laptop, and then I kind of did spend a little time kind of organizing temporarily while I don't have the other 3 cabinets up yet. So kind of just like stash stuff to kind of like tools and just whatnots and doodads and doohickeys and all that fun jazz. All right, guys. Where are we at? Where are we back? Yep, 0W20. That's how we do it over here. I use that for my 1.8 liter CVT transmission, super hybrid scootin'. It's a scootin' Prius. That's what it is. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so buckets, right, guys? Buckets. Let's go outside there and hang out with the buckets. Oh, by the way, did somebody tell me I should have bought a Viper chair? Guess what, guys? Guess what? Viper chair, right? No Viper chair. No, sorry. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, we're gonna open the garage and have fun with some buckets. All righty. I'm gonna see how I can do this. All right. So, buckets, sunny. Put you out here so it's not as sunny as you see here. By the way, checking audio. You see how jiggity jaggedy it is because it didn't have its noggin. That's what we call it here. We call it the noggin. All right. Anyways, Buckets, the land of the free, home of the plastic. We got buckets, okay? We got buckets that are 3 gallon, 3.5 gallon, 4 gallon, your traditional 5 gallon bucket, all the way up to a 7 gallon bucket, which I just realized I don't have right now. Let me, you know what? There's a 7 gallon bucket right here. Here's a seven, all the way up to the 7 gallon buckets. Okay, so what we're gonna do is kind of go over the basics of what a bucket is in the car detailing world, which I think most of you understand what a freaking bucket is and what a bucket does. There we go. I think I'm gonna stand there. There, that's better. Okay. So buckets, they're very useful, right? We use them all the time in the detailing world. I'm laughing because it's just I'm not used to this area yet. I'm just kind of getting familiar with it. Um, anyways, buckets, right? Buckets make the world go round. Buckets and microfiber towels are probably the two most essential tools in the entire detailing. Not even just cleaning cars, just cleaning in general. Like having a bucket and having a good towel. I mean, that's like 95% of cleaning, a bucket and a towel, right? So buckets are kind of important. There's different types of buckets. Not everyone will need certain things. Some people like to deck out their buckets and go crazy. Shout out to Michael, who's just in Alaska. You see his beautiful garage in Chicagoland area, and you check out his wheel bucket. It has like 600 different things on his wheel bucket. It looks like it's a tiny little store. Okay, that's to me it's overwhelming. Like you should just need like three things basically, you know, like some brushes, a couple chemicals, and a place to hold your like pressure washer gun or something, you know, like simple. But you know, everyone has their preferences. Some people like it super simple. Some people don't even have a bucket. So let's get into this, okay, guys? So initially, I wanted to compare the Costco warehouse bucket versus the Costco business one, and I haven't opened them yet. So what I'm going to do, my plan is to pretty much go through these, compare these first, and then kind of like go through the attachments that fit on buckets, and then see if things fit or if they don't fit, and if things like feel more durable and all that fun stuff. So let me grab a pair of scissors real quick and open this plastic because I kind of forgot about that. Ah, the magic of editing, right? Oh, wait, this is live. It is. We got scissors here because at least I'm organized. So we got some scissors. First off, let's just go over the first bucket, okay? So this is a 3-pack of buckets, Costco. I think when I bought these like 7 or 8 months ago, they were like $9 for 3 buckets. Now it does not come with a lid. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't come with a lid. Um, Let me just pop one out. Just put one here. Structure looks slightly different than a traditional, Home Depot or whatever bucket. It's got this little grip here, so you can kind of like hold it a little bit, as opposed to something like here where you can't put your finger. But this you actually can put your finger, so that's nice. And it's got two of them, so you can do two. It's got handle that's in the plastic. You don't feel it out there. Pretty standard bucket, okay? And then let's go grab one of the new Costco business buckets, which looks like it comes with. So that is 3 buckets for like $9. Let's just say they're $10 because I think they were on sale when I bought them for like $9 or $10, and it did not have lids. This is 2 buckets for I believe $22. So it's about $11 a bucket, and it has lids. Wow, this plastic just keeps going and going and going and going. All right, now that we got 10 feet of plastic, the OCD in me wants to throw it away. Okay, but the OCD in me doesn't care that the lid is not shut. All right, 2 buckets, 2 lids. The lid is, not super strong, but this is like a more of like aimed for, you know, the restaurant industry, right? Food industry. It's a food grade bucket, okay? They're aiming for this for more of like a restaurant either filling buckets of ice or just prepping and whatever. Okay? It's a standard, made in USA, Huntington Beach, California, by Cambro. Okay, it's NSF. I don't see HDPE or anything like that. I see PP, Recycle 5. Okay. So right off the bat, it has like a nice, fairly flimsy, decent give to the bucket. It doesn't feel like it's gonna crack right away just by squeezing it. What I like right off the bat too is measurements are very legible. Most of us tend to get, soaps and whatever, and it usually calls for like 10 liters of water, right? So 10 is pretty much right in the half, which is plenty of room for you to kind of like hold. I think my other bucket that has a measurement, just to jump all over that place, is Armor Detail Supplies bucket, and that only goes up to 18 quarts. Okay, so that's 18, and this is well over 22. So there's going to be a play if you need more water or not. Not everyone does. Sometimes you just need like a gallon or two. It really depends on what you're doing. But we will just compare things. Okay. So as I said, fairly flexible, but it feels sturdy enough that it's not going to just crack by squeezing it too hard. It has no handle, right? No handle. It has legible writing. It's clear, but not semi-clear. So it probably gives that flexibility to it. If I would compare to the buckets, this is funny doing a bucket video. I mean, the clear one is like, 4 millimeters taller. Now, my question is, will this start fitting attachments? So I'm gonna start putting some attachments on this thing and see if things fit or not. So let's start from the bottom to the top. So one of the most common items that you're gonna see people, or you might have, is one of these things. It's called a bucket dolly. Now they come in all different brands. Some have really nice, cool casters, some different colors. Some will even have metal plates that will be attached to it so you can attach two buckets together. And some really cool squirrels will even build custom steel things called joysticks or whatever they are, stick shifts. And he'll be able to make you a custom kind of controller to push your bucket dolly around. So this is kind of like going to be your base. Some have attachments for your brushes, bottles, all that fun stuff. Some don't. Some are pretty simple. Like, which one is this one? So this one is by Max Shine. Okay, Max Shine, made in China. It's got locking casters, and then this one is made in America by Grit Guard. This is the Grit Guard bucket dolly. It's about $50. I think that one was like either 26 or 36. I think when I bought it about last year. Who knows what the prices are now? This was also about $50. Casters, not much better. Also, two locking of the 5. Not too crazy, right? Now the question is, do they fit the Costco bucket? Let's see. All right, so the Costco wholesale bucket, I'm going to try on the Max Shine. It fits perfectly. It even has that slight little air feel. It's like just so snug and perfect. This one fits perfectly, and I already have the screws kind of dialed in, so there would be room if the bucket was wider. So right now, this is already set for that standard kind of 5 to 7 gallon bucket. Now let's try the Costco business one. Costco business one on the Max Shine doesn't fully fit. Very snug, and I'm confirming that all 3 screws are well not inside the rim, so it is just the diameter is slightly too big. I don't want to push it down. Now let's try this one again. It fits. I didn't have to do any adjustment. This one fits, and I could unscrew these screws probably another 3 to 4 millimeters easily on any of these 3 sides. So that would mean I could even fit a wider bucket. So big ups to Detail the Grit Guard by, what is this? By Grit Guard, Dolly Bucket. Wider, considerably wider, and it fits this perfectly. The Max Shine, let blocked it with my foot. The Max Shine was just too narrow for the Costco business bucket dolly. All right, bucket dolly. I mean bucket. All right. So next up, we would be putting an item in your bucket, and they all come in different shapes and sizes. Let's grab one of them here. Most people might be familiar with kind of like the first original grit guard, which wasn't really like airtight. It was just enough to kind of sit on the bottom. And the idea is still the same like all the other ones, to trap the grit and the dirt from falling down and messing up your ride. And the name of the game, right, is to limit the dirt to go back into your wash media, even if you're doing a 1 bucket or 2 bucket or 8 bucket method. The name of the game is to try to limit dirt back onto the paint, or to have dirt continued on your wash media. So the first traditional grit guard, which I personally don't use anymore, but we are trying for fitting, which kind of cool is they have these little like finger here. So you can, in theory, go like this, and you can kind of grab it if it's really tight in your bucket. So that's kind of cool. As you see, it obviously fits the rip clean. There's a little bit of room there. Business, even more room. Probably wouldn't use this unless I will kind of show you something later, because if you put up the walls, you might need a little wiggle room. But right now, more room that I'd want. No, it's not snug at all. And then the Costco wholesale bucket, about the same as the Rip Clean, but again, not very snug at all. All right, so and then the 3.5 gallon bucket, which I haven't really showed. I believe I got this from usplastics.com. It's 3.5 gallons. Made in Loimeister, Massachusetts. Massachusetts, called Leak Tight. Okay, Leak Tight in Massachusetts. And let's see if this fits here. It's still about the same about all of them. I think this needed to be slightly wider. This is probably why they don't do so well. Now let's try the Rip Cleans one. Rip Clean has pretty much kind of like a directional like this. So it should, in theory, kind of sit like this in the bucket, right? If you can see that there. Okay. So let's try the Costco business one. Fits perfectly. Looks pretty nice too in there. Kind of hard to see, a little cloudy, but it fits very nice. There's no like jiggling to it. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's a plus. I'd say the Rip Clean one pairs very well with the Costco business. Costco wholesale, not as clean. You can kind of feel there's a slight dip on the top of this ridge here, and only if I push it, and even still, it's not very flush. So I'd give this like a B plus, A minus. The other one was like, it fit very well. This one fit very well. This one there's a slight gap, but it ultimately does fit. It's just, for some reason, there's some sort of like a bit of a 1 millimeter space in the whatever you call it, in the bucket. Does this fit the 3.5 gallon? Kind of, but it gets a little high. It's a little high there. I guess that could be nice if you're, because then 3.5 gallons, I recommend at least like, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches of room, so you can kind of like dip your stuff in. You're not splashing all over the place. It could work, but I wouldn't prefer it probably. And obviously the Rip Clean fits the Rip Clean, as I could just show you right here. Rip Clean fits its own pretty well. It sits around, like I just said, around 4 inches, 4 inches, 3 or 4 inches from the top. Sits really good. There's no markings on this one. That's kind of like the downside for this. There's no real markings, so I can kind of see where my fill line is. All right, where else are we at here? So, we got one more grit guard here. 2 more. So the main grit guard that, if you noticed to see in my live streams, is this one. Okay. And this is Armor Detail Supply bucket with, I think this is the Grit Guards branded one. Let's see. It just says Dirt Lock. So this is Dirt Lock by Detail Guards. Okay, so Detail Guards Dirt Lock. And right now, what I like about it is got the short stubbies with a nice rubberized. It kind of like gets that. When I was telling you earlier about how it was like a couple of millimeters of like jiggle room, these kind of like eat at that, kind of get that stiffness to it. It doesn't have the fingers like the other one did, but you can kind of see here, it does have some things that I can grip. It's like 3. It's not as comfortable, and if it's really stiff, it's not that fun, but it is manageable. Now let's try the Costco Business first. Still too wide, not very comfortable. It's not snug. Not snug. Costco Wholesale, perfect fit. Perfect fit, nice and snug, like a traditional bucket, like the Home Depot bucket, the 7-gallon bucket, and so forth. And then obviously the clear Armor Detail Supply bucket that I just showed you, which is actually, let me go try that again. That one I think is the snuggest one. Let's try that. So this is the Armor Detail Supply bucket, which if I'm going to do a quick review on it, it's pretty rigid. Okay, there's not much flex to it. It's obviously considerably more clear than this bucket. Okay, not as cloudy or hazy or non-translucent. Okay, this is built by Choice, also NSF, also PP Recycle 5. I don't see where it's made other than just Choice and some patents on it. I don't see distribution where it's made. I would assume then it's probably China or something. Okay, and then they do have markings here. They have markings here, but it's extremely hard to see. It's not really painted on or anything. Don't know if you can see that. I'm in the sunlight. It's hard. Let me increase the brightness. Oh, there we go. Now I can. Oh, now I can see. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's like very hard to see. I would give this like a C minus for being able to see that. Now, this is what I normally pair it with. So I believe, as I just mentioned, it should be the kind of the stiffest. Yeah, it's slightly more than the traditional bucket. It's a little bit more. I can literally, hold it. Okay, so it holds. Okay, so that's kind of what you want for these grit guards, because that actually holds the pressure to prevent things from kind of coming up and sloshing up. Okay, so that one I like is because it's short, stubby. It's got the ridges, and it's a little bit of tighter weave. And actually, if you notice here, you notice how there's like the holes, the fan, like a little bit wider, but then on the top, it's like real, or on the bottom, it's very small. So it's really designed to kind of get things into it and then not get things out of it. So overall, Dirt Lock, Dirt Lock by the Detail Guards. This is my favorite pairing with a good bucket. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Now, this is from Detail Factory. Everyone knows Detail Factory and their fancy, colorful brushes. It looks very similar. Okay, looks similar, but it's not, right? Designs are slightly different. As I mentioned here, this is kind of similar. This one looks like it has slightly smaller holes, and this one has long ones. We got, oh, wait, they're both long. Are they both long? They're both long. This one looks, yeah, these are shorter. These are definitely shorter. This is longer. Okay. So that's one subtle difference. Plus, where are all these things? Here we go. Detail Factory comes with these like leg attachments, so you can actually use this as a pad washer, which is kind of cool. I can kind of show you. So basically, it kind of sits like right around here, so you can kind of use this as a pad washer. I've never done it that way. What you do is just kind of connect the legs until they snap in like that. Do that 5 more times. Now, the pros and cons to this one is the pad washer is the pro. The con to me is that these legs are a little bit too long. So unless you have at least 5-gallon, 6-gallon, 7-gallon bucket, the legs sit so high that you're wasting a lot of water. Let me show you here. Okay. All right. So as you see here, I mentioned that was a nice short, right? Look how much longer that is. That's considerably longer. That's like almost a gallon. Okay. When it comes to a bucket, that's almost a gallon. And that's a big difference. Okay. Especially if you're washing a lot. So let's go. This was Detail Factory with Costco Business. Snug, but not strong enough that I can lift it out, right? It's like slightly snug. Up there. Yeah, it's not snug enough that I can lift it comfortably. Also, even less snug. Okay, not even a lift. Let's do the 3.5 gallon bucket. Decently snug, and it's with ease. Look, I'm shaking it. That was decent. Okay, so that's snug enough. I would say that does the snug test. Okay, so 3.5 gallon bucket. The leak tight, made in Massachusetts. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, and then let's try Rip Clean just because it's over here, and then I'll do Armor Detail Supply, which it should fit because the blue one fit. All right, so Rip Clean, not snug enough. Okay, Rip Clean doesn't work. A little bit too wide with the Rip Clean. Then Armor Detail Supply. Oh, not enough to lift it up. Okay. It's just not lifting. Okay. So it's not snug enough. I'd say the best combination seemed to be, was it? I think it was this one, right? So that was obviously very good. 3.5 gallon bucket though. If you do a 3.5 gallon bucket, you're already wasting almost literally. I tell you, don't go around here. That means you only have about a gallon to play with. That's a little bit, to me, it's a little, not really, not the best. Not the best, but if you want to do the blue one also works, right? Blue one's holding, and the blue one is giving you way more room, right? You're still getting almost like 1.5 gallons at least. That's a lot more room. Plus, way less stuff to kind of splash around. It kind of keeps it down. So ultimately, this one, right? Whatever this is, the Detail Guards Dirt Lock, by far my favorite one. Okay. Now the pros to this, again, as I mentioned, it does come with these 4 extra attachments that none of the other ones do. So if you're trying to be cheap and not get whatever those pad washing things are called, you can. I figure out what I'm doing with this thing. I might have to pop this out. I'm not figuring this out. But anyways, the gist is you basically put it right around here, okay? Okay, so that would be a plus if you're trying to like have a multi-purpose thing, which I'm not. I just want it to stay in the bucket and to kind of sit. And then so that is your base in the bucket, right? So there's a number of sets like that. Then we're not done, boys. We're not done. We got the walls, okay? So this is going to be kind of like also another added bonus. It's not needed, but I would say it's highly recommended. As I mentioned, the use case for having the grit guard on the bottom to keep the kind of the contaminant and the grits down there. This is also going to do that, but on the side. So if you're kind of like rubbing your wash media on the walls are going to do essentially the same thing. It's going to put the dirt down there, and then this is kind of hugging the wall. So in theory, dirt and water push the dirt out, and it kind of just goes down, and it kind of doesn't come back out, okay? And you do that with having an entire wall, all 4, okay? Imagine all 4 of these. You put that in a bucket, and on the bottom is the grit guard that I was just spending 10, 15 minutes on, okay? So in theory, that would be pretty much the most ideal way. Just had one right here, okay? So something like that, and now imagine 2 more, okay, around. By the way, how's my internet, by the way, so far? I should be asking. It's been 35 minutes. How's my internet? Is everything good? Is everything good? Doing a quick checkup, okay? Now, I want to quickly try to build these in the business bucket and the warehouse bucket. First, let's do the one that did well, which I believe is, I think the one that does well with this was the one that I don't like very much because it doesn't really hold. But if you pair them, but if you pair this with the four walls, it actually does pretty well. And it has some decent teeth, right? It's not really good at kind of like keeping the dirt down. As you mentioned, I showed you the nicer ones. They have like big holes on the outside and then really small holes to kind of keep it from coming back up. This has none of that. So pros and cons to it. If you watch my videos, I tend to just do one clear bucket and one good grit guard, okay? For my contact wash media, whether it's the foam or rinseless. Now, as you watch my videos, I do the wall method with that not the best bottom grit guard for my wheels, okay? As you see, this one's already built, okay? So I use that for this one because I'm kind of using a little bit more dirt and grit, and I kind of use it to kind of wash the walls with my scrubbing brushes and all that stuff. So I kind of keep that bucket that way. So you might not need something like this, but we're going to give it a shot to show you what's cool or what's not. So right now, Costco business, that grit guard that I just showed you down there in the wheel bucket. And I'm going to try to quickly build this and see if it fits, because some of the buckets, they don't fit very well. I don't know if you've noticed that, but some of these buckets, it's just too small and it's really hard to put them in here. Like even this, the teeth just don't want to fit. There we go. And then the last one. I almost feel like building them outside and just trying to put them all in at once. There we go. So that's two. And then 2, 3. Gotta get that. Okay, that's good. 1, 3. And the fourth one. This is where it kind of gets hard. I assume it should fit because this bucket has a little bit of flexibility to it. A little bit of squishability, but right now it doesn't want to sit. All right, I think I got it. It's the teeth. The teeth just want to go on the different. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now it's in. All right. So it doesn't fit very well. I would say, yeah, I'm not going to break it. It doesn't fully fit. Maybe if I kind of like go like this and build it out, possibly. Yeah, it's not even outside the bucket. It's having a hard time. I don't do this very often, as you see, guys, but basically the theory is to kind of keep it all four closed, drop it in, and it should fit. Now, the 5-gallon bucket, it's a little tight. My prefers, I don't know if you have to get one, but a 7-gallon bucket fits a little bit better and has like this, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches of extra room down here, because a 5-gallon kind of fits right on that line. 7-gallon has a little extra room. So get a 7-gallon bucket. You don't need very many of them. Okay. I would recommend a good 7-gallon bucket. And I use 4 gallons of water for my wheels or when I'm doing wheels. And then for rinseless or foaming, probably a 5-gallon bucket, at least a 5-gallon or something like, at least 15, at least 18 quarts. I would probably spring for 20 to 22. So then if you're doing like 15 liters, you still have plenty of room to kind of like move around. If you're doing 15 liters, that's right here. You have like an inch. It's not as fun. Okay. It's not as fun if you're washing and you need more chemicals or whatever. All right. So we're almost done. We're like halfway. After the base, after the walls, you're going to want something on the top. It's usually a lid, right? Some buckets come with it already, like Rip Clean here. Rip Clean has their version of Gamma Seal. I don't think this is officially a Gamma Seal because if I've actually tried, I'm not going to rip this off right now because it's not fun. But I tried to put this on a normal, like when I say normal, like the traditional 5 gallon buckets that we're used to. Their seal doesn't really fit. It's slightly wider, I think. So I think that they have their own proprietary kind of a Gamma Seal, but the functionality is the same. You kind of put the seal on the lid and you just kind of close it. And in theory, it should kind of keep things from leaking, all that fun stuff. This is cool because I have like all the neighbors like just coming home right now and they're all like, what is this? What is this psycho doing? All right, so I was going to try. Do I have any lids here? I thought yeah. So I have a lid here and I have a actual Gamma Seal. This is actually branded Gamma Seal, okay? Made in America, I think. I don't know, probably not. It doesn't say it. So let's assume, here we go. HDPE, doesn't say where it's made. So if it's not made in America, I don't know. But anyways, I want to try to put this on Costco Business first, see if it fits. Too wide. Costco Business is too wide for a Gamma Seal. It's not going to fit. Costco Business, too wide. Okay. Costco Wholesale, it would fit perfectly. I'm not going to force it, but I can tell it would fit perfectly. Armored Detail Supply. Armored Detail Supply is too wide. Not even going to try it. And then Rip Clean has their own proprietary. So does not fit Costco Business. It does fit Costco Wholesale. Does not fit Armored Detail Supply. And then for the 3.5 gallon, it would fit. Yes, it would fit. 3.5 gallon has been low key, kind of like killing it. Honestly, I'm not the fan of the. If you just need like 1.5 gallons of like, if you're just doing a quick like light touch up stuff, this is money. 3.5 gallons, and it's nice and flexible. It's semi translucent. It's not fully, you know what I'm saying? It's not fully like thick. But it's not super clear. So I can't remember the price on this one. I think it was like, I don't know. Let's say it's like $15. Just look up US Plastics and type in bucket. I don't know. Figure it out. Okay. Last but not least, and the lid. The lid. You understand what a lid does, okay? Last but not least, the side attachments. As I mentioned, Michael earlier, he has like 600 things on his bucket. Sorry, Michael, to call you out on that. But I just remember him every time I see your bucket. I see like 600 things. So mine, pretty simple, by Suds Lab. I have a couple of, I got a 4-pack of these on Amazon, 4-pack. Because I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes people charge like 20 something bucks for this. I got a 4-pack for like $20, and they're the exact same thing. Some might have a little bit bigger holes than others. Let me do a quick check here. So here is. Okay. So as you see the difference, not much. This one has a little bit bigger holes than this one. Both have holes to breathe at the bottom if you get the brushes wet. This one has some sort of indent there. This one does not. Okay. This is also like 75% cheaper. I just added this. This is just a hook for like fish tanks. If you're holding like aerator tubes for fish tanks, I just kind of put it there so I can hold. I don't know what I was using this for. I think I was using this for the Fantic to kind of hold the little sprayer head. But yeah, it's called Flipper. Now let's see if this fits Costco Business. I guess if it fit the seal, it would fit. But right now with no seal, no bueno. Not really good. It needs something. It needs like some sort of Gamma Seal to kind of click in. Costco Wholesale. No, not without the Gamma Seal, but having a Gamma Seal, which would fit, it would fit perfectly. And then 3.5 gallon bucket with a Gamma Seal kind of put on right now. It fits. Obviously, if you have the Gamma Seal on, it will fit very well. So they kind of do very well, but you kind of need the Gamma Seal. Shout out to Gamma Seal, the sponsor of this video. And then Armor Detail Supply, unfortunately, does not be able to fit a Gamma Seal, so I won't expect it to do very well. And as I said, it just slides around and dances. It dances. I'm assuming this will dance. Not as but yeah, absolutely no give. Okay, that's pretty much what you need. All right, moving on. Oh, and let's do the rip clean. I'll just check the rip clean. Rip clean. Buckets. By the way, who do you think is winning right now? The battle of the buckets. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Rip clean. Fits. Pretty good. I mean, it slides around like it's okay, but it's not. It doesn't lift up. So that's all it needs. So that's good. It fits. And then one last attachment that I have as a personal preference that I recently added to the bucket family was this Veloci. Um, I don't know what it's called. It's just a stainless steel hook thing. It just fits so perfectly. And I use it to kind of just rest my pressure washer gun here because I was looking for something to just put instead of just dipping the pressure washer in the solution and stuff. I have it now. It sits so perfectly. So that's really nice. And that's pretty much the battle of the buckets. Let me know in your comments what you thought, and I'm going to get the next segment all set up and running here. You guys having fun? You guys enjoying this? Hopefully this has been fun for you, looking at buckets for 45, 46 minutes. I had a coffee in here somewhere. There it is. All right, let's read some comments. I think the Sam's bucket is winning, damn. Oh, so fresh and super clean auto detail supply. Nice. The round bucket. The round bucket is winning. Yes, that's definitely true. The round bucket. I was going, oh, now that you're I have the square bucket, right? The Griot's bucket, right? I have it upstairs. I don't think I'm gonna bring it downstairs. There's no point. But thank you for reminding me that I should have put a square bucket in there because then your joke would have been not as funny. Yeah, BTW, as I just said. Sorry. Veloci, that's it. Thank you, AK. Veloci. It must be Italiano. Muy Italiano. Brand says we are now into the post bucket portion of the show. Yes, post bucket, taking a quick drink. No sugar, no sugar. No sugar. Okay. So, part two. Let me take a quick break, Risky. Let me know in the comments who's still here if I should do a quick unboxing real quick for probably 10 minutes, or do this first and then do the unboxing for the like 4 people who are still here. What do you guys want to do? Let me know. Oh yeah, dude, I had like that neighbor just showed up. That one, everyone's showing up right now. Everyone's getting off of work, and they were pretty chill though. No one was really like. They were just like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mondo, what's up, buddy? What's up, Don? How are you doing? Super clean. Did you like my Massachusetts accent from Boston? My father is a fat. My father is a father. All right, we'll do an unboxing. All right, let's do it. Let's do an unboxing for the fathers out there right now. Let me grab a. Should have my exacto. There's one of them. I'm organized, but I still have too much stuff here. By the way, if anybody wants this paperweight, I will. I don't really want to ship it. It's probably like 10 pounds. All right, first unboxing we got from the House of Rags. There's this ancient brand called Detail Co. Once back in 2000 and what is it, 2026, I think, way back then in 2026, there was this brand called Detail Co. And they made some pretty good products. It's really hard to beat their prices, especially for the quality of like the chemicals that they were selling. It's a really good brand. I don't know whatever happened to it, but back in 2026, I got a whole bunch of Detail Co stuff, and let's check it out here. Let's go back to the 26s and enjoy the nostalgia, right, guys? All right. So first up, we have a lot of little bottles in this one. First big and only big bottle is Wheel Wash called Ragnarok or something. I don't know. It's got the Nordic name Ragnarok. All right, it's an acid wash. I think this might actually be my only acid wheel cleaner I even have. So let's see what we do with that. Okay. Next up, we got more of it. More of it. Why not? And it looks like the V2 labels. So they're both V2 labels. Then I got Shield, which I think I have. I think I have a gallon of Shield over there. So I need to re-audit what I have because more. I still haven't used Shield either. So hopefully I get the time to try it out. I heard it's really nice. Should I just open it, smell it? Kind of smells like it smells like a leather. It smells like a leather fragrance. Like when you're if you're into fragrances and you buy one that smells like leather, that's what it smells like leather and rubber. Not very like screaming good flavor. Oblivion PP, little panel prep, little Oblivion. So Corey, I'm sure you're right there reading and seeing this. I was gonna break down a gallon of Oblivion to try, but I guess I don't have to. I'll just start here. We got Age of Iron, another product I have not tried from them. Age of Iron, iron remover. Okay, Age of Iron. We got 2 bottles of the Lightning. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but I try my best with Lightning. I always have issues with it. So I wanted to buy more to see if it was just that bottle or if it's just that Lightning sucks. So we'll check it out. And maybe I'll try diluted too. Conway loves to say you should try it diluted. I'm sure it works. And then BDE V2. I didn't have V2. I have a gallon of BDE. I really like BDE. You know, I was listening to Jamie's live the other day, like 5 days, 10 days ago, and he said something like, we should have just called this like citrus or something. And then it clicked in my head. I was like, oh yeah, this is like basically a citrus degreaser. And then I'm like, oh, I could use BDE for so many things. So BDE V2, Loki, one of the final Lokis in that beautiful cucumber melon that Brant from 512 Detail loves so much. Good old Loki. I heard they just changed this up and it's maraschino cherries and it's going to be called Hybrid Wash and it's available now at thehouseofrags.com. Use promo code Diamond10 and you'll get yourself 10% discount. Don't forget to save that monies. And last but not least, to end it out, we got Endgame, which again, I believe this is their legit ass compound. I do not have it, haven't tried it. Maybe we should try this on some really delicate, I'm just kidding, on some really good paint. Give that a shot. And then at the end here, just a bunch of sprayers. Okay. Oh, and one spray top. I bet this is for the Endgame. Assuming that's for Endgame and some Toco sprayers. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Box number 1 of 40. And the last box here. Or as Ricardo's doing. Uh, 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 uh. Sorry. All right. Anyways. I believe this one should have more gallons. Remember back in 2026, guys? That was a long time ago. Detail Co. Remember that, guys? Do you guys remember Detail Co? Just 2 gallons in here, so just 2. Dressing. A gallon of Guardian, and it looks like it was somehow survived. Somehow this survived. Wow. Wowzers. Someone just took a, right? Fun. Somehow survived. So thank you. And this one is all right. This is another gallon of BDE V2. So I V2 and V1. I got BDE for days, boys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. NSFW. NSFW. We all know what BDE was really. That's another reason why I probably changed it because it's too silly. Too silly, okay? We don't need BDE. Oh, yeah. Bugs, dirt. Yeah. Okay. 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 Anyways, get to the good stuff. How are we, guys? How are we doing that? How'd you get Loki? I ordered some, but it sold out. Well, I got it like that first hour that Jamie made his like, it's been a good run, right? And then I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then I just bye. And then, an hour later, everyone's like, hey, what's going on with the detail? And I already bought it. Like it was already like in the invoice. But anyways, that's why I have it. And that box has been sitting here for like over a week, at least over a week. So it's not like I just got it, Chelsea. So that's probably why. Now let's get back to part two. Part two. We got cool stuff here. So my idea today. Did you guys watch last week's live and how I made an amazing demonstration on washing the car with Garage Therapy Decon? Well, unfortunately, I made some little boo-boos. I got a couple little boo-boos, and this is nice and hot, so I don't think I want to do this panel right now. Or maybe I'll just back up the car and just get it out of the sun and cool it down. But right now, we got little boo-boos we need to polish out, and we're going to restore this trim, okay? And let's do a quick checkarooski on the other side. See how it's doing. And not as bad. Not as bad, but there's still something there. There's still a little bit of something to do. And this one also is a little bit oof, right? Let's see here. Let me move down the chat. It was a good run. Anyways, be careful with your chemicals, okay, guys? Let's have some fun. Let's crack it up. And rubber seems pretty good, right? I mean, keep in mind this car is 183,000 miles, and it's used as a baby car, dog car, used to be an Uber car. Okay, 11 years. 11 years, still pretty in good shape, okay? So my plan, this is the plan, boys. Come in here. Come in here and check out the plan. We got two contenders today. We got Yum in the house all the way from the UK. We're going to first use a little bit of Ivan's gold standard polish, and we are going to try either the 3-inch waffle pad or the 3-inch fine cut pad from Coach Kemi. We're going to polish, and I'm going to use a 3-inch 12, what is it? Yeah, 12, I believe, right? Let me double check. Yeah, 12. Yeah, it's a 12, what is that, millimeter orbital? Okay, 12 by the XC80. Just dropped it because I'm being silly. Hold on there, boys. All right, now it's back in. Okay. All right, so we are going to use that with a 3-inch waffle pad. And then when we're done polishing with gold standard polish, we're going to come in with panel. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to see the difference. Let me zoom out. I think I need to zoom out. Can I zoom out? Gloves, are you going to help me? Oh, I am zoomed out. Okay. We are going to see how I like the Trim Restore from DIY Detail Trim Restore and Yum's Trim Serum, which I've never tried before. Okay. I'm going to use this pad, and I'm going to use this pad, which is similar to DIY's, but it's not. It's just a cheap Amazon one. Not that best, but it works. Okay. It's a pad. And then when I'm done polishing with DIY, I'm going to use their panel prep. And then when I'm done polishing with the Yums, I'm going to use their panel prep. And then I'm going to use Trim Serum. Okay. Does that sound like a good plan? Sounds pretty key. I'll be posting a video between Loki, the new hybrid, and McKee's F914. Once my hybrid comes in, oh, that's a good one. You should definitely use it in different foamers too. That would be pretty cool. So what I want to do is let me first back the car up into the garage so I can get it out of the sun first. If that's okay with you guys, is that okay? You all right with that? Now let me know on the audio because I put two chrome tips and I have a V8 now swapped in the Prius, so it should like make some real American noise. Let me know if you guys can hear that. All right, starting it up. Pretty loud, huh? Wow, that's insane. Yeah. Wow. All right, now it's even still in the sun. Still in the sun. Let me back up another 5 feet here. Garage gets a little smaller when you have a car in it. All right. Okay. Very nice. And let's just roll up the windows. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to... First, what we do is we are going to... Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to clean the pillars first with a little bit of rinseless wash and cool it down because it's still warm, as I just showed you. It's still warm. Actually, let me get a couple of things real quick, like a laser thing to show you exactly how warm it is. Hello. No, I'm just getting something really quick. Hopefully my earbuds, I'm sure they can all hear me grabbing this. Looks good in there. Corn looks really good. Mmm. All righty. And I'm back. Okay. All right. So I got this cool temperature gauge thingy. Okay. Let's see where we're at with it. Oh. As soon as I think it's following me in the reflection. That's really funny. Here, hold on 1 second. Let me, sorry. 1 second, guys. Really? I didn't even click it that time. Hold on just a second. The mount is really loose. I just need to tighten it again. How about I just take you guys off while I tighten this up? There we go. That's much better. All right, back on. Okay, now let's look down. All right, much better. So it's still, where's the laser? There it is. It's still like 104. Okay, that's still hot. Okay, we should get this down to like at least the 80s. Right? Even the glass is probably way less. Yeah, see, it's like 10 degrees. So the plastic, I'm going to cool it with a little rinseless. And now I'm going to go to the chat so I can read the chats a little bit. Dan, your engine is so silent. I protest it just playing. Full tank of gas, 420 miles. How much do you think it cost me? It's about 10 gallons. Back in 2026, you can get a gallon of gas for only $5 or $6. It's very little. Don't even remind me what it's going to get in 2036. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of rinseless. We got standard rinseless wash, okay? See if this cools it down a little bit. Just for funsies to make a 10-minute work to do an hour. It's already, look at this fucking camera. You piece of shit camera, honestly. You're just garbage. You really are a garbage camera. Okay. So right now it's still already, it just dropped like 10 degrees just from spraying it with rinseless. It was like 104, now it's 90. So even a light rinse like that dropped at 10 degrees. Okay, so we just got it cleaned. And even a cool towel probably cooled it down every time. It's still around there. But anyways, I'll give it a couple of minutes. Maybe I'll do it again. And then we're gonna come in with a little gold standard polish on. How am I gonna do this? I think I should keep one half. I'm trying to decide how I should compare the Yum and DIY. What do you guys think? Should I do one DIY, one Yum, or should I do like 50-50? What do you guys think? I'll let you decide, and I will come back in a second here. All right. Yada yada yada. What's everyone thinking? Starting to like this garage, it's pretty much the same what I basically needed. It just wish it was a little bit bigger. All right, let's see here. One product per piece. I don't know what that really means, Corey. I'm asking, should I do the top and bottom or should I do side and side? That's what I'm trying to say. I think top and bottom because I feel like I'm gonna cross over. So let's just do top and bottom. Let me see. Do I have tape here? Should have a little tape. I have electrical tape. I don't have some nice paint tape, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do top, little gap, and bottom. Okay. So the first one, I'm going to do DIY's gold standard pad, or whatever it's called, DIY gold standard waffle 3-inch pad. Okay. Try to open this without hitting the camera. Okay. So that is in a plastic. Tend to keep your pads, if you don't use these often, keep them in an airtight container so they don't dry and freeze out. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually dampen this, but right now, I'll just show you. I'm going to just kind of dampen it. Okay, so it's nice and a little bit moist there. And then I'm gonna put it on the PXE 80, which is right in here. Okay, that looks good. Nice. Okay, and then this is the hard part: is spraying. Let me turn on the gold standard polish. There we go. This is the hard part here, without spraying the car. Could have been better, but it's all right. I think that'll be enough. Now let's go to town on just the top here. And yeah. So I'm gonna kind of go like right around here. Do it on a little lower. There we go. Pretty wet. I feel like the pad is too wet. Feel like the pad is too wet. Let's wipe this off really quick here. Let's come and take a quick look. I feel like the pad is too wet. How does that look compared to the top is already, look at that, it's already polished off. You could see the polishing is kind of already moved. Should I do a second coat or should I do Yum first? I feel like the pad is not super dirty yet. A little bit. Got a little bit of there. Spin the pad out. Okay, let me do a quick spin over here because I'm not using the bucket guard yet. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, it definitely had some moisture there for sure. Yep. Okay. All right. give it a shot again. I'm gonna just kind of, all right. And then I'm gonna do a light, just a little baby. Where are we? Just a little baby pinkening. Okay, and I'm gonna set this on the lowest setting. Starting to dust a little bit. I'm not putting much pressure on it, just kind of letting the polisher do the work. Ivan suggested a 6-inch pad. I would have a hard time seeing on a 6-inch pad, at least for me. And I think we're good here. Okay. You can kind of see the lines there. All I have is a little rinseless on this towel. I want to see it first before panel prep. And the pad, I'll show you the pad, what I'm looking at right now. A little bit dirtier. This pad will be for trim only. So let's do a quick, take a peek at this without panel prep yet. But that's looking good. This is where I haven't, you can kind of see the staining here still. You still see that staining. Let me zoom out a little bit. But yeah, you can kind of see where I have been, which is right here. All right, let me come out again and do Yum. We're gonna do Yum with KCX's pad, and I'm going to still use the gold standard polish. So let me, by the way, what smells? I think it's is the gold standard polish have a fragrance? Let me, it smells like bananas or something. I don't know. It's interesting. So Yum is going, we're going to be using the fine cut, not ultra fine and not heavy cut and not medium cut. Okay. Tends to pair well with the, I think, P3, which is their kind of like all in one. And it is not a waffle. It feels somewhat similarly stiff to the yellow waffle pad. Okay. This might be V2. I can't remember. I bought these pads, I don't know, maybe almost a year ago. Finally using them. Okay. There we go. Looks good. Now I'm going to put on, this is always the hard part. Okay, there we go. And I did not dampen this pad. Which I feel like I should have. Let me dampen this pad a little bit. Okay. Okay. Now it's too wet again. This is fun. Let me just bring this out real quick. Okay. Starting to drip down there, boys. Starting to drip. Whoa, too high. There we go. I kind of like the feeling of the gold standard waffle pad a little bit more, but this one also kind of feels good. There we go. Let's see where we're at there. Okay. Clean towel. Okay, let's do a quick inspection. Both were similarly done in the similar time. See if I can see. I think DIY is a little bit better. There's still some marks in this top left corner here. I think this is where I didn't go. But overall, let me grab a light here. Let me get a little light. What light do I want today, guys? Let's try this one. If I can grab it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'd say I need to do panel prep too to kind of remove the oils. I need a panel prep still. It's close to orange, I think. Maybe harder or softer. Was the second one the KCX pad? Yes, it was. It was the fine cut, the yellow pad. Fine cut, which is right there. Let me turn this light off. I don't know where to put this light. I'll do it later. Let me panel prep. Let me go back and panel prep real quick. This is where I kind of get confused. So let me put this back in. Come back and nope, I don't need you to follow me there. I need you to follow this right here. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna get a fresh towel, one of the FTWs. So we'll do blue one for yum, because that's easy to remember. No water was used. Did I take a call? Did we? Just so that one spray, 2 sprays. Panel prep. Smells so good. Flashing off really well. Smells excellent. Panel Prep by Yum is probably my favorite fragrance, Panel Prep. And it flashes off excellent. You see that, right? Really nice flash. And now let me get a, let's see, for DIY, let's do a red one. They love red over there. So we'll do a red. And their Panel Prep. Right here. Just smells kind of like isopropyl alcohol. Flashes off just as well, if not even faster. Very fast flashing. You can kind of see the purpling right there. Okay. I have some stuck right here, some polish. Not really coming out. Maybe it's on the inside. I'll have to double check. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Not even coming up. I'll have to use some sort of solvent or something. Definitely getting dirty. So dry side. Kind of get that flashing. And let's see the difference between the two right now. And then I'll end up probably going over the whole pillar here. What do you guys think? Which one looks better? From here, it looks like Yum. From here it looks Yum, and like I don't see much marks. But if we go closer, what do you guys think I should do to finish this out? What do you guys think if I do another round of polishing? You see this corner up there? I didn't touch that. Looks pretty decent though for how quick I kind of did it though. Not too bad. And then this is kind of area I have not done yet, so you can kind of see the staining still. So you see that staining. That's very apparent where staining is. And if you come over here, you still see a little bits here. But overall, it's gotten a lot better. I'd say it's overall a lot better. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments real quick if I should do another round of polish and panel prep or if I should go into the trim restore. Let me know in the comments. And while you do that, I'm going to do a quick polish over here with the pad that I already have on. which is Yum gold standard polish with the KCX fine cut pad. Oh. Not much dusting at all. Very little dusting. And then this was Yum, so I'm going to use Yum, which is probably my favorite panel prep right now. It smells so good. Oh yeah, that was the blue FTW. And then let's take a quick peek at this. Oh, looks like I still see some flashing from there. Pretty nice. I can see the camera there. Okay, so you see that flash off very well, right? You saw that. Dry side. God, 10 out of 10 for fragrance. 10 out of 10. Still, I think I still see some staining. Let's see. A lot better now. A lot better, right? Lot better. With that was like 30 seconds. You could charge someone like 50, 60 bucks, get off their pillars, and they're going to be so happy. Partly they'll be happy if they notice things like that. If they don't notice that their pillars were stained, and they say, hey, I can fix that, and they didn't even notice it to begin with, they might not be happy. But if they said, hey, man, my pillars are awful, do you think you can do something about it? And I'd say, yeah, 50 bucks, I got you. Very easy, at least for the type of that I have. So let's knock this out. What did you guys decide? What's up, Keeve? You got to go mow your lawn? You're gonna go mow your lawn, Mr. Keeve. Have you used the polisher yet? I heard me and you are about equal time on a polisher. It's about less than an hour. So let me know, Keeve, if you have busted out the DIY polisher yet. All right. So let me read the comments really quick if you guys want me to finish with the Yum or finish off with the gold standard waffle pad and then finish with DIY. And then I'm gonna do the trim restore. Panel prep them again. No polishing, Corey? I mean, not necessarily better, but just a little bit more cut. Which one are we talking about? Hit it with dry ice. Yeah, Juice. Let me go drop 30 grand for a dry ice machine. Trim restoration, like rehab. You got any better polish? B. Riley, let me know. I got Endgame. Should I do Endgame? And I also have Gold Standard Compound. Should I try Gold Standard Compound? I can just try that. Let's see. I think I have it right around here. I had it here. Let's see. There it is. It's way back here, I think. Nope, that's interior ceramic. It's one of these. Nope, that's show winning wax. Here it is. Nope, that's app. I have the app here. I could have swore I had the show winning compound around here. I need to reorganize. I don't have it immediately. Sorry, Brandon. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let me just do a quick. Let me just don't do GSC on that trim, Dan. I won't. I'm not. I'm just gonna finish GSP with this KCX pad here. Okay, I'm just gonna do the whole trim. Way less dusting on the KCX pad. Smoother than the waffle pad too, because I mean, feels smoother. I'm using a 12 mil stroke PXE 80. If those who are curious what the polisher is, pretty well known in the industry. People say it's not very strong, but it's strong enough. It does what it needs to do. Okay, I think we're good here. Let's see. Alrighty. Get those corners. All right. Quick panel prep wipe. Okay, let's see. Let's give it a shot. Tip it and rip it. How does it look? This way. Not too bad. I'm happy with it. Now I'm excited to see what Trim Restore is going to do. I'd say this is doable. Okay, this is not a Lamborghini. It's not a Bugatti. It's not even a Chevrolet. Okay, it's a 200,000 mile Prius, and I think it looks spectacular compared to what it used to. All right, now let's get it going. This is the fourth quarter, guys. This is what we all want, right? Let me go get the DIY trim and what is it called? ProGrade Trim, Restore, and Protect. And then we have Yum Trim Serum. So first thing we have DIY details, ProGrade Trim and Restore Protect. Comes in a little ceramic type bottle. I see. DIY Detail Plastic Restore and Protect is engineered to restore your faded plastics with aggressive wetting agents and long-lasting ceramic protection. Infused with carbon black, DIY Detail Plastic Restore and Protect will make your trim look like new. No instructions. No instructions. How-to videos and SDS safety sheets. Okay, so kind of instructions, but not just like easy to do. Most likely, assume you drip it on, you wipe it, let it sit, you level it, and there we go. Let's give it a shot. So, and the pad I'm using today is a cheap little, uh, okay, nice and fancy. Has a little magnet on the box. Let's shake this up vigorously like it's a bottle of Fat Newt. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it up. When you're done shaking this, shake it some more. Hey guys, what's up, Chels? What's up, everyone who's just showing up? If Greg was here, he'd be shaking a bottle of shame for you. Restore and protect DIY detail. No crack. Okay, dropper. Let me just put this cap down here. I'm not sure how many drops, but this pillar is not very big, so I'm not going to do very many. So let's do, black. Okay, couple drops, 3 drops. Looks like blood. Kind of reminds me of blood, except black blood, like you're killing a vampire. All right, so I'm going to do the top half. Smells like solvents. Feels like I should be wearing some sort of breathing apparatus, which reminds me, let me go get something for that. Guys need to be safe, okay? You got to stay OSHA compliant at all times. All times OSHA compliant. Wear your protective gear. Make sure you're fully masked up, okay? Or OSHA is gonna get you. All right. Now I feel better. I don't smell the really bad solvents that are gonna hurt your lungs. Okay. You can see the pad right there. The blood. Okay, let's do a quick look at it. I don't have the time to clip this on right now. But it would be funny if I did that right now, right? Anyways, for content, let's take a look at how that looks to see if there's any difference. I don't feel like, and you can kind of see right there, right? You can kind of see. Let's do a second dose of it.
just to see if it's stronger. Yeah, so second dose of the blood, a lot heavier this time. This is probably the Nick McGurk way. You're doing it a lot. And then I'm going to kind of come in a little and out a little bit. It's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so that's the side. That's the level side. Okay, I'm going to put that over here, right over here. And I'm going to close the cap of that so I can not die immediately. And I'm going to come in with yum syrup. Got the authentico seal here. That's one of the prettiest boxes. Easily, probably one of the prettiest boxes in presentation. You guys know I do a lot of coatings. Okay, I probably do between 0 and like 1 coating a year, and the Yum boxes are probably the most aesthetically pleasing coatings that I work with. All right, got a cool little Easter egg there. You kind of hold it with your fingers. I think it's like something like right around there, or something like that, or something around there, something like this, or something like this. Anyways, it fits well. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. This is Yum Cars Trim Serum. I'm going to be using a similar pad, and I'm OSHA compliant. Okay, so I'm not smelling any of these very harmful chemicals. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Those Yum boxes are really nice. I'd rather have the coating in a cheap bottle for less money, but I get the vibe. Yeah, Brant, I would say he's probably advertising more to a consumer base when you have something fancy. Because this is like, you guys remember when you were like 18, 20, you're in college, and you got like a whole bottle of alcohol just collecting on your shelf, and you're like, wow, it's a cool bottle, bro. Well, that's kind of like how I feel here. Like this is like a bottle that I'm definitely gonna be putting on my shelf and try to collect them or something, right? So, anyways, get to the works here. So it's got a lid here. The box, if I recall, the box also has towel. Dry packet. Oh, this is another applicator, a white applicator, which is very similar to this applicator. Let's do this without dropping it. Okay, so let's assume that it's pretty similar applicator. I can use the Yum one, but this is the only Yum towel that I have of Yum, and I'm gonna be like Corey. I'm just gonna collect this. It's gonna be on my fireplace. I'm gonna put that over there in the corner. And on the other side, we have Yum labels. Oh, and a little dropper if you need it. Okay. Okay, let's put that in there because I need it. So I'm going to take out the top here, which I'm just going to do off camera because it's not easy. I'm going to drop that in the sink. And I'm going to put a little dropper in there. Okay. Nice and flush. I'm going to close it again and shake it again just because I just want to shake the hell out of it. I just want to shake the hell out of it. All right, shake, shake, shake. All right, beautiful bottles, by the way. 10 out of 10 for presentation, 10 out of 10. Panel prep, 10 out of 10 for fragrance and use. A couple of drops should do it. Nice and clear, like a ceramic coating. Let me close the lid real quick. And let's give it a shot. I'm gonna keep a little sliver there, just so you can kind of see the difference. Right now, this one feels like a little bit more wetting, and I don't see severe damage to the microfiber, like that black blood. I can smell some of the solvents here, so I'm going to close my mask thoroughly. I'm going to give it a minute or so, and then I will level it here. And I'm going to use a clean towel. Let me go get a clean towel here. How do you guys like? Can you see the difference so far? You can kind of see it. The yum is definitely blacker, and the top one seems like I should put a little bit more on there. Let's do that. All right. Try not to kick it. That's looking better now, right? DIY has dye in it. Yum does not, and still Yum is making it look like there is dye. Just asking Dan, will it bother you that it might be different from top to bottom instead of left to right? I don't know what you're trying to say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and level it now. I'm gonna level the first. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna use one side to level DIY. A little bit of black there. And
Let's take a checkarooskies of this. Okay. Smells really good in here. I don't know if it's the panel prep I smell all of a sudden. I just took the mask off. But I would say this, oh yeah, that looks gorgeous. That looks really nice. This is uncoated or whatever you say, unprotected. And then this is DIY, which also they both look really nice, I'd say. They're both really nice. And I don't see really any staining. Okay. Pretty nice. I'll finish that off. That was just there for demonstrations. And this one has not been coated yet, but it was polished and minimal staining. Some on the edges here, like a little bit. Again, this is just, $10,000 car, guys. Right? Just chill. And this was this is what we were working with, right? So you definitely see some staining here for sure, and for sure on the pillars over here. So this is kind of what we were working with. Okay, so I would say it did a very good job. Do you guys want to see me finish these out, or do you want me to just kind of wrap it up? Let me know what you guys want to do. It's only been about 97 minutes. It's only been about 97, so let me know. Dan, let's see how they do without polishing. Okay. We could do that. It's a good idea. First off, let me finish this off with a little bit of yum. Let me finish this off with a little yum or DIY. What do you think? What do you guys want to do? Yum or let me finish this pillar and then I'll go to the other side and do an trim, restore, and retract with no polish. Not too bad. The yum. The yum doesn't smell too crazy. I didn't wait for you guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't wait. I'm too ADD. That looks pretty good. That's looking a pretty. I'm really liking trim from Yum. I think DIY is also really good. I'm kind of I like ink. I like ink or darkening. You see that? See right here, that little inner. Can I get that? No, it's still there. It's still there. It's like I need to polish that out. Looks like that line I need to polish. Anyways, I'm getting too OCD right now. And let me just level that again. Okay, looks good. Now let's move on to a non-polished side. Marker. A little bit of marker. And I think that's a good angle. You should be able to see that quite well. Okay, that looks good. Let me, okay. Dan, let's see. Just panel prep and coat the passenger ones. I think this pillar looks great because worst case, I can just repolish. Let's see. What does it say? I don't think Dan has ADS. ADS what? What are we asking here? That sounds like any standard business practice. Sure, but at the end of the day, all companies, I don't know what you guys were talking about. Let me know what you guys want to do. I'm thinking of just doing Yum and DIY without. Should I just panel prep real quick? Do a quick rinseless, dry panel prep, right? Does that sound good? Let me get another fresh towel. And another one, and another one. Should I bust out one of the blue Kirk Franklins? Those Kirk Franklins, guys. All right. Well, quick rinseless. I believe in my rinseless Pressol. It's Fine Labs V3, one of my favorite rinselesses. It's just pretty much all surfactant based, all cleaning, excellent stuff. Smells great. A little goes a long way. I think I do a quarter of an ounce for a gallon. All right, now what you guys said, that's cooked. You don't need a rinseless. Just spray panel prep and wipe it. Yes, yes, sir. You can clean it with Paludio acidic. I could. I don't have it readily. I don't have acidic poured. I have alkaline poured. All right, so I'm gonna do Yum's panel prep because I just freaking love this stuff. If I was using panel prep like every day, I would probably buy the 5 liter of this panel prep. It just smells wonderful. It flashes great. Good stuff. Okay. Back to the blue towel for Yum. Color coordination, guys, really helps. Okay. This smells very similar to their tire dressing, and it smells very similar to their. I believe this is the Quick Detailer fragrance too. I think they're using this also for Quick Detailer. Yeah, definitely a decent, good flashing, very good fragrance. Okay, so panel prepped, not polished, and you can still see the staining there. Okay, very apparent. Break out that spray paint for those. Just don't use Kirk Franklin with the DIY trim and restore unless you're ready to throw that away. Yeah, absolutely. You saw how I was basically pouring ink on the pad, right? We're going to see how the wetting and darkening works on cooked trim. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the cooked trim. Okay, so top, I'm going to do DIY again. And then the bottom, I will do Yum. Give it another quick shake for DIY. I shake, 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 shake. All right. Let me open the cap and put this pad in my hand. All right. Pad. More blood. Ooh. It looks like the top is not really. Yeah, look at that. That's really bad. This doesn't fit well. Did I do it wrong? Did I put it upside down? I could have swore this was already on, right? Look at that. It's already bleeding on it. I didn't do it this way. This is not good. I would say, Ivan, check this out. That's not cool. Pours like way too viscousy. All right, let me put this right here so I can clean that later. Okay, fair amount there. Should put my mask on again. It reminds me I need to wear my mask. I Nick McGurk this one, so pretty strong. So even with cooked trim, that's looking really good. I can level this later here. But right now it's no pressure. I kind of like this smell, but I shouldn't be liking it. And I'm gonna just do a quick level. Pretty good. That's what I'm showing you. Pretty good. Okay, so that is the trim. This is Trim, Restore, and Protect by DIY. The only issue I really don't like about this thing is the dropper. The dropper isn't doing too well, and I think I'm just going to sacrifice a towel I'm just gonna sacrifice a towel to clean this up because I don't want my table to get dirty. I already have Greg already leaving me ceramic coating rings from his Luminous. Okay. So you see that. Yep. So that's not too bad, right? On a completely cooked B pillow, unpolished. Okay, that's DIY, and I didn't really fully level it yet. Let me level that. Let me use that sacrifice towel real quick and do a fresh side just so you guys can see it. Do a quick leveling there. It has a slight grabbiness to it, slippery. Okay. So I just did a quick leveling and it looks a lot better. Okay. You don't see the like smears and the waves. That I would say for not doing any polishing, that's pretty good, right? I'd say that is pretty decent. You can still see some slight marks there. I'd say that's pretty good compared to this. Compared to this, right? Yeah. You can still kind of see it lightly, but you have to look for it. Now let's do yums. Oh, my lights are starting to flicker now. Like I was mentioning earlier, my lights just want to act up sometimes. I don't really know why. And now for some reason it's decided it wants to act up again. All right. So now we're going to use yum trim and get the applicator, shake this up. See why polish if you don't have to? It looks great. It looks great. The other one obviously looks slightly better. I'd say it looks unpolished with restore. It's like it looks like you did about 90%. With polishing, you're getting that extra like 5%. Much more consistency of a coating, and the dropper is a lot better. This does not have any darkening agents in it. Let's see what you guys can see. And so that's that I'm gonna go into the backside to kind of level it here. See if there's any difference there. Yum is definitely impressive, very impressive, and even a slight. You can see it's a little minimally dirty. There we go. You can kind of see it's slightly dirty. There we go. Okay. All right, let's check this out. You guys can already see it, but let's double see it. So yeah, Yum is doing an incredibly good job without polish. This is like that little part that hasn't been polished. You can kind of see which one does better. This is DIYs. Did a pretty good job. I'd say this is good enough. I would say if you're running a business, you're just trying to get by, good enough. Definitely good enough. I want to see what this looks like in 10 minutes. I'm going to finish this off with Yum. But then this is the last kind of like, yeah, you could definitely see it stained here for sure. Definitely stained. Pretty good. Pretty good. think my neighbors might be using their water soon. Let's see. Oh, nope, they're just going in the car. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. Let me just quickly PP this. I'm gonna PP on it. Little panel prep. A little yum. See if I can find an area that's still. Might just do a fresh panel prep here. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Oh, double click. There we go. Wow. Pretty nice. Yum trim. Yum trim serum. Yum panel prep. Unpolished. Okay. Yum trim. Unpolished. Cooked bee pillars. They look great again. We're making bee pillars great again, guys. Okay. We're making bee pillars great again. These don't look too bad. These look a little cooked. These are a little cooked. We could do a little bit of that. Should we make wipers great again too? We could make some wipers great again. Let's do it while we're at it. Let's make bee pillars great. Okay. Look at that. A little bit of the corner, missing the corner, but it's okay. We're learning, guys. We're learning. We're learning. You can always do this by hand, right? Okay. I'm thinking a little bit of this right here. Thinking a little bit of that. A little hint of this, a little hint of that, a little smidge of this, a little hint of that. Shout out to those who know exactly the video that I'm referring to for that. Let's see here. Okay, then let's click like that. Look down. Look down, Charlie Brown. Okay. By the way, how's the video quality doing tonight? How's the internet? Hopefully everything is doing okay. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick panel prep. I'm gonna do a quick panel prep because I'm in the zone, boys. I'm in the zone. I'm feeling good. Both of these trimmer stores are doing excellent. Just spray on the towel. God, this panel prep is just smells so nice. It's just so nice. Flashing off, excellent. Panel prep. I think it's like 68 degrees right now. I'd say the wind is like 5 miles an hour. It's very minimal, but there's a slight breeze. We're prepping the wipers. I can see in the laptop. Oh, that flash looked beautiful. I saw that flash. I'm seeing it now because I'm 5 seconds ahead of you guys. All right, where are we at? Oh, that's really zoomed in. We don't really need much, guys. Okay, like literally, oh, that was too much. But yeah, really don't need much. You need like just a couple drops. Very little. Feel like the trim a little went even farther than DIY restore and protect. Yeah, rotate it because I can't fit that. There you go. I really like these style applicators because I'm able to get in these tight little creases. I'm just gonna do this because I don't care. I don't care, boys. And the smell of this was a lot more manageable when I was using DIY trim and restore. I immediately wanted to grab my masks. So I would say overall, if money is not a factor, because I can't remember how much Restore and Protect is. I think it's like $70 or $80, and I think Yum Trim Serum is like over $100 if I recall. Can't remember, but yeah. Let me not mix these towels because I'm not going to be using. I'll be throwing that one away. So let me mentally remind myself to keep these separate so I don't destroy my nice FTWs. Okay, so, oh, and let me level that. Let me level that real quick. Nice and slick. Not crazy slick, but definitely noticeably slicker. Slicker than a snicker. Okay, here we go. I'm happy. Uh, 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 uh. I'm happy. Let me just come in from the other side because with the sunlight, the opposite does very well. There you go. Yeah, this is ex muy excelente, as they'd say, and that is some slight like right here. Other than that, that's just again, I didn't even polish it, guys. I didn't even polish it. Okay, not even polished. That did a really good job. Really good job. Okay, if I polished it, I mean, obviously that little line would have definitely been gone. So let me round it out here and get everything situated. Hopefully, everyone had some fun here. Had some fun tonight. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any last questions or comments, how did I do? Was there any was there any suggestions that I missed? Let me know. I tend to read the comments when the video loads. It usually loads within like 10 to 12 hours. So after that, I can kind of read the comments. Let me put its noggin back in. Okay. All right. So guys, how was it? Did you guys have fun? Did you guys enjoy the show? We went over buckets. We kind of restored my B pillars. We made them great again. We got we got my neighbors walking around doing their thing. All right, let's see what you got here. Will you hit the cowl too? What is the cowl? I feel like I should know. Is that the flat part on the hood? Should I just do that really fast? I'll just do it for dynamic duo. Let's do it. Is that what you're saying? The cowl is this front part here, right? Is that what it is? I'm assuming it. All right, and you know what? I think it's sunny because I have it facing the wrong way. I know what you can do. This is what you mean, right? Right, Chelsea? All right. Once I code it, I will go moo. Now, this might not be the best visuals, but what I'm going to do is, like the rest of the car, I've been coating with panel prep first, which give me another good excuse. Keep in mind how much panel prep I've used, okay? Like nothing. Okay? This stuff is wonderful. Okay, 2 sprays. We got to go onto the moo area. I've been saying moo a lot. I have a 1.5 year old kid, so he loves his cows. All right, a little panel prep. Yeah, let me. Can you guys see that? Okay, is that all right? Does that look good? Are you guys all right with that? Are you guys happy with the cowl? Oh, that American flag reflection on the car just looks beautiful. What do you guys think? Is that enough America for you guys? Are we enough American out for you guys tonight? Let me know in the comments if that's just giving you like a raging freedom boner. All right, what am I doing here? Getting trim serum. I don't really think I need to drip more. Let me check this side just over here. Okay, I'm gonna drip more. Shake it again. Doesn't hurt to shake. There we go. A little heavier than normal. You have to do it. So I noticed that the plastics are pretty dry. I guess that's the lack of better word. You got to kind of massage it a couple of times, 3 or 4 passes here, and then it starts to absorb into it. So don't just do one quick pass. You might need to kind of like spend a little bit of time on it. Kind of let it kind of like absorb into the plastic. Plastic is slightly porous. It's not super porous, but it is slightly porous. And when plastic heats, it slightly oxidizes and then it goes back. So what you want to do is you want to not heat your plastics because you're actually going to dry out your plastics. What you want to do is to actually keep the plastics from drying out. So preventing your plastics from drying out with UV, right? Sun. People love to mention really hot conditions, really cold conditions, salt, all that fun stuff. But people don't mention just baking in the sun, okay? Like if you're under really intense sunlight, I think sunlight is going to destroy your paint and plastics way quicker than if it's 100 degrees and it's in the shade. That's just my theory. I think sunlight is a lot more damaging to plastics and trim than, snow and salt. That doesn't mean that they're not. It just means I think one is worse than the other. And it's just interesting to me. A lot of people don't really mention the direct sunlight. They do, but not as often as they mention hot and cold and all that fun stuff. All right, let me do a quick wipe, a little level wipe. A nice clean towel here. Nice. I should get an American towel. I got people looking at me over here. Let's see. That lady did a quick double pass. Just level that again. Cowl's looking really good. It's making me want to move. All right, that looks really nice. Very nice. Okay. And a little bit of blackening on the towel. A little bit, not much. A little bit. It's hard to tell. Slight, very minimal. Okay, so these towels I'm just gonna toss. Let's take a quick look at the cows. And maybe I might have to zoom out. Let me just zoom out a little bit there. Yeah. That's looking really nice. It's really nice. I don't know how much I used. Probably like 5 milliliters, 10 mils. Okay. But that is for a 12-year-old car that now is going to be sitting in the elements. Pretty much, I sit here with no trees, and it's outside of the garage, so it actually sees elements. It actually sees some sort of issues. So hopefully, let's take a look at it. Let's see how this looks in a few weeks or a few months, and all that fun stuff. That looks pretty good, right, guys? That look pretty good. Okay, so let me put my towels here. These are going to go in the garbaggio later. Dan, get some baby oil and show us a demo. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know what that means. So Brant likes the P. Diddy method to keep his trim from drying out. Oh, now I get what you're saying. Yeah, moisturizing. Yes. You know what I also wanted to try? Again, I'm not a trim expert, but I feel like I like working on trim. I feel like Yum Dress V2 would do very good with the trim. It wouldn't be as long term duration, but I bet Yum Dress V2, probably a 1 to 9 or 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 10, would do probably good for the pillars. If you want to take a quick one quick pass again of the pillars, I'd say they look really good. They look good enough for what we just did. So you kind of even in the sun there looks still good enough. Really good. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay. All right. So let's go over what we did. Today, we did a quick tour of the garage. We see the setup, what I'm going to be doing and what I need to be doing. Still have to have I painted that one. Still need to put the pressure washer on the wall. I have it hiding over there in the shelf, but I don't really have a place for it. What am I doing? I'm just circling myself. I'm just getting too crazy. Okay. Okay. Back. All right. So buckets. We did buckets. It was fun. Showed you all the different buckets. I think the blue 3.5 gallon bucket, which was, I don't know, probably less than $20, probably $15 or something, performed actually pretty well. I personally don't like a shorter bucket for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. I think For wheels, a good 7 gallon bucket with 4 gallons of solution of whatever your choice is, whether it's rinseless, some APC splashed in, maybe a dedicated wheel foam, whatever. 4 gallons is usually deep enough that you can dip your brush. Most people use a brush for their rims. It's deep enough that you can get it in there and you can wash it on the walls, and there's enough solution for dirty wheels. And then for my rinseless or soap, I tend to use a 5 gallon or the Armor Detail Supply, the Rip Clean buckets. And now I'll try the the Costco business bucket. I don't think I'm going to like the Costco business because it won't fit the grit guard seal, which means I won't be able to put anything. I won't. Now that wait for the rinseless, I just need something to go down and be snug. And the blue 3.5 gallon, the Armor Detail Supply, and those two main ones are really good to have the detail lock or whatever it was. I can't remember it. I always forget that name. I read it like 5 times an hour ago. But anyways, my method is to just have a good grit guard that sticks down there. I don't need walls. I don't need 5 gallons of water. I just need to be able to kind of brush my wash media on the grit guards, or just have the ability for it to kind of sit down there. And most of the time, we can talk about this for hours, guys, but if your car is really that dirty, just do a pre-wash, okay? And if your car is even dirtier than that, do another pre-wash, okay? Double tap that mug, as Eddie would say, okay? Double tap it. And if it's still that dirty, well, I don't know what you're doing. Why is your car so dirty after two pre-washes that you still need to do another pre-wash? Okay, maybe work on your pre-washes if you're still having issues after a double tap, okay? Find a good pre-wash, right? Built Amber touchless, multi-star Kosh Chemi, hard wash by that one Detail Co brand way back in 2026. Okay, there's a lot of good high detail garage therapy decon, but don't do a 1 to 7. Maybe do at least 1 to 10, 1 to 15. Okay, unless you want to kind of have some fun like we just did this evening. And my point is, your pre-wash is really the wash, okay? That's really where your dirt and grit gets off, okay? After that, you should be fine with the one bucket method. You're really just trying to get that like static film off the car. You're not doing it to scrub it and to clean it and do all this. That's really what your pre-wash is for, okay? So I know I'm going on a long tangent here. How is the BMW? So he is fixing up the interior. When he left with the BMW, shortly after he left, I don't know, within a week, he got it to run really easily. I think it was just some sort of like minor electrical issue, and he got it to run, and it runs very well. So I'm excited to see him getting the interior swapped out. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago or months ago, I told you he found a guy to get the interior for like $750. As talking to him a little bit more, it turned out that he was able to find the items on eBay, and the total was about 750, and he was going to install it all himself. So that's where the price was. But unfortunately, when he was going to go down there to go pick up the items, they just ghosted him. So he's kind of disappointed in that, and he's going to try to find, I think, another guy for the interior, but it's not going to be as cheap. Probably thousands or something. Still, like 80s, or what was that, 1991? Early E series are kind of hard to get parts. You kind of have to find them. Let's see. Definitely want to soak them and wash after use. He said it in a live today. What are we doing? Eddie also owns a towel company. Might be biased. I use Garage Therapy Decon 1 to 15 on my tires, and it does work on them. I could possibly do. I have been telling people that they go no Renaissance. What are you saying? I just got a gallon of Renaissance. I haven't had Renaissance for like 8 months. I only bought like a 16-ounce bottle, and I used it so quickly. And as I mentioned, Rags to Riches, they'll sell a gallon for like $20. It's really hard not to buy a gallon for like $20, even if I think Renaissance is better. But anyways, because it was on sale, remember like a month ago when they were like going through inventory, they found like all these items that they thought they didn't even have. Well, I got a wash pad and yum pad. I got I got more stuff, right? Detail. I got a Yum detailer, and then I also bought a gallon of the Renaissance. So I have a gallon now, and it should last me about 45 years. You see what happens when you use too much garage saver decon. If not, rewind this one and look at the trim. Yeah, let's, and just for the record, let's look at the trim again. Let's do it this way, the selfie way. This is not good because this is tracking me. It doesn't work. I was trying to do it. Yeah, that's, it's starting to a little bit right there. Not too bad. What is this? A little lint? A little lint there. Okay. And then the unpolished side, which also just do a quick look. You still see some of the wipes there. You can see some of the wipes here. Uh, uh, uh. It's hard to show. It's hard to show here because the sunlight is kind of fading off. And this one, oh, this one looks really nice. That looks really good from here. That looks really nice. And then last but not least, the unpolished C pillar, other than just some slight edges there, looking spectacular. Harbor Freight has the best grit guard. Ooh, Harbor Freight? Really? I need to check that out. Okay. Interesting. I live really close to a Harbor Freight, don't we all? All right, guys. Any last questions? Um, a little teaser for next week. I'm trying to plan a live. We'll go over a brand. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. Um, I'm going to try to work on StreamYard, okay? So I can kind of do some sort of like more podcasty where I kind of have like either I invite guests onto the show and I'll kind of do a wash and talk and they can kind of talk about their products and stuff. I think that'll be fun for you guys. Also, a quick question. If you're not here right now and you're watching this later, how do you like this stream? Do you like the stream like this, portrait mode, or do you want more of the horizontal full screen effect? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? I've been trying the horizontal portrait mode because I think YouTube tries to say that like you'll get more reach from people because I think most people are on their phones. Let me know in the comments right now, and if you're listening later, what are you streaming on to watch this? Are you on your phone? Are you on a computer? Are you on like a Windows 95 on dial up? Like, let me know how you were watching this and give me a recommendation on the way you want to see it because yeah, I'm just curious how that is. And feel free to use my promo codes at Thor DIY. If you want trim serum, I don't know if it's in stock right now. I think it's usually around $100, give or take. Diamond Dan will give you 10% off of that. Also, DIY trim, restore and protect. I think it's like 60 or $70. I'm not fully sure. I did have Ivan send me that bottle. So thank you, Ivan, for sending me that bottle. I did purchase the Yum Serum. I think the Yum Serum performed. It's hard to tell. You let me know what you guys think. I think they both performed very well. One DIY has like some sort of inking in it, and I was really like, I knew that if I use something, I'm going to throw away. So I was well aware of that. Okay. Now, obviously, the trim or the Yum Serum trim serum, I'm going to be throwing that stuff away as well. The applicator, but I didn't need to use extra towels to kind of clean up the ink or the darkening ceramic, whatever it is. I think also the gold standard polish and the waffle pad performed pretty well. I had issues initially with kind of having it too damp. I need to practice that more. Most likely, I'd probably just use a pad washer and kind of just spin it out myself and then have it there instead of having to walk out the driveway and just kind of spinning it and who knows, it could be all over me. It's not, but you know, find a better method for my polishing. And also let's work on this paints a little bit, right? I think KCX fine cut was also a nice pad. It felt slightly smoother than the waffle pad. um, and they both wet really easily and they both rang out really easily, and I both used gold standard polish for both pads. The panel prep, Yum panel prep, they're so I think DIY's panel prep flashed a lot quicker. um, and it had a lot more of like an alcohol solvent smell. And then the Yum panel prep was just excellent. Just it's very very nice fragrance. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. What do you guys think? I think both are worth trying. I think ultimately the Yum trim was a little bit easier to work with. It had more of like a coating style, right? Like just a couple of drops, and you just saw how it just did so much surface, right? With the DIY, I had pretty much similar. Also, the dropper was trash, right? That dropper, I don't know if it's that's how it came, right? I didn't pull off anything. I'll have to check the video again, but I didn't put anything in it. That was super loose. I don't know if that's on purpose, but I'm not a fan of the dropper on DIY's trim and restore. But the dropper that I put into Yum's trim worked very well. I think the bottle, if you're going through like bottles and bottles of this, I would say again, I don't know what Adamo was saying earlier. I think he's saying that it doesn't cost very much more for the very fancy packaging, but to me, it just feels like it costs more. It just this big heavy thing, right? And if you're going through a lot of them, it's probably I don't know. But if you're just like an enthusiast like me and you just do get one bottle, I think you're gonna want to cherish it like a trophy and just put it on your shelf, right? Because that's kind of like the feeling that I get from that super gorgeous bottle. So 10 out of 10 for aesthetics for Yum, 6 out of 10 for DIY. Didn't really have the. I don't think either of them. I don't think either of them have the instructions on the box itself. Okay. Oh nope, that's a lie. Um. Yeah. Let's see. Basically, it's just saying what it is. It doesn't say how to apply it. Basically, it's saying it's a self-cleaning ability, reduces maintenance, specifically engineered, blah blah blah. With trim, you'll experience refined, blah blah blah. Trim serum works effortlessly across blah blah blah. Trim serum bonuses seamlessly, plastic blah blah. So it's basically saying what it does, but you don't it doesn't say how to apply it, right? Trim serum is the ultimate solution for blah blah blah. So it's basically neither of them really had the directions on the packaging. This one is like seven different ways of saying like where you can use it and how amazing it's going to be, but it doesn't say how to use it. Okay, and there's no instructions inside to say so. And then oh, there is instructions. 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 I eat my words. There's instructions in here. Okay. So shake well. Don't coat in direct sunlight. Okay. Wear PPE. Test a small area first. Okay. Cold takes forever. Hot, blink and you'll miss it. Okay. So today was like 66. It was like 68 when we applied it. I would say that's the. I don't know what in UK, because 66 to them could be like normal weather, but I'm assuming 66 is like just in the middle. Okay, maybe on the cooler side. Decontaminate, degrease, prime. Okay, so it's got some good instructions. So Yum wins it for instructions. DIY has a QR code that says, "Hey, go check it out. Go figure it out." I don't like that as much, especially if you're dealing with a little bit more permanent durability stuff, semi-permanent, right? Like coatings. I would like the instructions there. Okay. And then what are we missing here? Yum buckets or the buckets, not Yum buckets. I don't have a Yum bucket. Yum, Nick, send me a Yum bucket, please. I would love to check it out. Same with Labos Cosmetica and same with Fireball. Fireball, Labos, and Yum. And maybe Kataba. Those are the four buckets I would love to have and I don't have. Oh, what are we seeing here? Anything else, guys? I'm kind of getting done here. I'm kind of getting done. I kind of want to sip of some coffee. Kind of want to take a break. Let me know how you guys think. Yum and Oblivion panel prep, small, great, and work great. Guardian says do live video in vertical format and do edited video in horizontal. Do live in vertical and do edited in horizontal. I don't know what that means. I think in general horizontal is the best, but then if you're trying to make shorts, right? Like, reels, you're going to want portrait because if you're shooting like this and you want to put it on a short, you're going to have to like cut one of the areas of the video that you're going to want to see. So like it gets annoying. So if you're doing a lot of shorts, you're probably going to want to shoot like this in portrait. Labos, because it's Labo Cosmetica, so it's Labos, like it's Labos's bottle, right? Labos, like plural, like the thing I'm mentioning, right? Unless you want me to say La Voz Cosmetica. Like, ooh, Chick-fil-A. Maybe I should go get some Chick-fil-A right now. Whatever happened this live, I can cast usually connect on YouTube. Whatever happened this live, I can cast usually. What do you mean? Like what media? Top tier heckling tonight. Great job. I'm on a phone tonight, but I typically watch on my laptop. Okay. Windows 95. Good, good. That's a good one. I love Windows 95. I like the wide better, but I'll heckle you in either format. Wonderful, Brant. Yeah, I have Harbor Freight group cards. They work fine. Okay, I'll check our Harbor Freight group cards. Awesome. Okay. I'm out. I have to finish editing. Wonderful, Brent. I'm out of here too, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Friday evening. It's what, 8:20 my time. I'm gonna go get some dinner. Gonna go check on the kid and the family, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys later. Bye.